In today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about the transition of moving your business, scaling your business from 6 to 7 figures. How you can do this too. Because working with my clients, coaching clients, mentoring clients, I've seen the same problems and the same issues. And the biggest one is a mindset shift that you have to go through. When you first start out self-employed, you're fighting for marketing and sales. You're trying to drive inquiries, leads, customers, clients to bring the money in, to get you out of the gate, to cover your living expenses. And that's a huge jump and a huge shift. And you make that jump. What takes you from 5 to 6 figures without the stress is having a PA. Your first recruit, a VA, a PA, an executive assistant, whatever you want to call them, an administrator, doesn't really matter. That's what helps you to then focus on moving from 5 to 6 without the overwhelm and without the stress. Once you then hit that early 6-figure phase, maybe you've got 2 or 3 people on your team by this point and you're doing 200 to 300,000. You start working on the business, and you have to focus on the business in order to be able to make that first step towards changing how you function to going to 7 figures. So at that 6-figure early phase, maybe under 500,000, you're focusing on your vision, where you want to take the business and where you want to be in the next 12 months. And you're breaking it down into 90-day sprints and 90-day goals. You're then looking at your marketing and focusing on what marketing is going to help you to achieve that vision so you can continue to drive forward. Because if you know that you want to hit X pounds per month, you need to generate the leads, the sales, and the inquiries in order to be able to hit that. So you have to transition your mindset from working full-time in the business to working on the business. You need to make sure you have a robust process, a sales process. What happens from the moment that you speak to your first inquiry through to the completion of the sale and the ongoing relationship thereafter. You have to have stages, milestones, step-by-step customer journey in place. And then you have to systemize that and automate that and make it consistent as much as possible when you move through the sales process. Because without a solid process, and it can initially start on Excel spreadsheets, it could initially start in Trello or Asana or Monday.com or any of these online productivity tools. That's a system that enables you then to bring people in to give you scale, because the people will then give you the freedom and autonomy to be able to move forward. Taking on a second administrator, taking on an advisor, taking on a salesperson, bringing somebody else in to leverage your time so you can focus more on vision and marketing. Once you've got your process and your system in place, then it enables you to scale. It enables you to bring people in. Once you've got that time, you then start monitoring, measuring, and managing those people, and also making marginal gains in your vision, your marketing, your process, your systems, so that you can effectively maximize every opportunity, every single lead, every single client, every single customer. You focus on sales at that point. Now, if you're still working in the business in this kind of low 6-figure point, you're going to really, really struggle to maximize the effectiveness of your growth. You're going to be stressed. You're not going to be putting as much energy into your team. You need to take more pride in the results that your team get and help them to achieve more, mentally, physically, and financially, rather than just focusing on yourself. Now, I know, particularly in mortgages, but in other industries too, there is a fear that if you're the 100% owner and you're currently making £100,000 a year in sales, if you then have to bring in a salesperson and you have to pay them, anything from 10 to 50%, depending on the industry that you're in, your mindset goes to scarcity and goes, well, hang on a minute. I've now got to provide somebody else an income. I'm going to be losing half of what I'm making, but that's a scarcity mindset. What you should be thinking is, I'm going to be giving £100,000 worth of sales to somebody else, of which I'm going to be getting, for argument's sake, £50,000. So in order for me to earn the same amount of money, I now don't need to do £100,000. I now only need to do £50,000, and I'm in the same position. But I've now created a hell of a lot more time. And that time I can focus on business, on direction, on strategy, on vision, on more marketing and sales to drive the business forward, which gives you more opportunity to bring another person into the business, another salesperson, another administrator that lifts the sales and elevates them thereafter. Once you've focused on that point and you get that model extremely efficient and working, it gives you the opportunity then to think about transitioning from 6 to 7 figures. And the big difference between 6 and 7 figures is, as an owner, as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, whatever you classify yourself, you have to transition from being transactional thinking into transformational thinking. You have to delegate and elevate, as I've spoken about before. You have to be passing on the things that you're working on. You move from working on £10,000 a month tasks, if you're doing 120 grand a year, to moving to £100,000 a month tasks, taking your business from 50 grand a month to 100 grand a month. Now, that doesn't happen overnight. That happens over a 3 month, a 6 month, a 9 month period, depending on the industry that you are in. But it's that transformational thinking that takes things to the next level. And that's how you move from 6 to 7 figures. But here's the key thing. What do you do with the additional time that you create? You start thinking about how you can move the business forward. What things need to change from a vision perspective, from a marketing perspective, from a process and a systems perspective. Maybe the system that got you here isn't going to be the system that got you there. You have to transition into a marketing machine. The way in which the world now works with social media, with all the different social media channels, with email marketing and all these other areas, you have to become a branding and marketing agency for your own business. So for example, in my mortgage brokerage, I am the branding and the marketing. I am the marketing machine that drives the business forward. I don't do the transactional work. I spend most of my time thinking about what's going to take us to the next level. I'm working on £100,000 a month tasks, not £1,000 a month tasks. What's going to move us from 1 million to 2 million? In my coaching and mentoring business, I'm using exactly the same process. Marketing is the phase that we are now at. We have people, we have a process, we have a system. We're actually in the process of implementing a new system to manage the customer journey, to make it more efficient and more automated. Then I will bring people in to manage that system. I'm in the process of bringing in a salesperson so that I can leverage my time back to focus on the things that I need to in order to be able to get results for my clients. My brain becomes more transformational thinking rather than transactional thinking, coaching day in, day out. It's about leveraging and delegating and elevating those tasks out so you can focus forward. You have to focus on working on, not in the business. And the transition from 6 to 7 figures is 100% automated marketing. Creating that machine where you can put £1 in and get £5 back out. You can't do that and liaise with everybody that you need to in social media management, in blog writing, in SEO, in Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. Automating that process as much as possible. You can't do that if you're constantly selling day to day, if you're constantly managing the process, the systems, and the people day to day. You need a sales manager or an operations manager. You need an OBM, an online business manager who can help manage and motivate the team to free you up, to create brain space for you to think more strategically. That whole transformational thinking. How you scale your business from 6 to 7 figures is by working on the business rather than in the business, by thinking transformationally rather than transactionally, and spending your time focusing on the vision, the marketing, the process, the systems, the people, the sales, and the business model. In order to go from 6 to 7 figures, you have to build your business based on numbers. You need a predictable and scalable system and process for bringing in new inquiries, for monitoring and measuring the sales performance, the KPIs, the metrics, and you need to be able to put that on autopilot. The marketing and business machine that enables you to put £1 in and get £5 out, for example. It could be £1 in and £10 out. Happy days, more profitable business. But that is how you transition. You have to change your mindset in order to be able to change your results and your outcomes. I proved this process in my mortgage brokerage that is 90% passive for me now, focusing on strategy and marketing and delegating majority of the implementation and action-based tasks. Since my coaching and mentoring launched on March of 2019, I'm achieving the same element with that, making that probably 80% passive, where the 20% will only be working on the clients and helping them to get more results. I'm focusing on utilizing that to build the digital marketing agency, to build the recruitment agency, and to build the training company to help financial services professionals become will writers. I'm using it across multiple different businesses that I'm in the process of building and scaling with other people that I work with, the other people that have been with me for the longest period of time. This process is proven. This process works. If you understand the 6 steps to building a more profitable business, you can leverage your time, you can increase your sales, you can create more time to do more of the things you love with who you love. You can achieve more mentally, physically, and of course, financially. Hope you've enjoyed this episode on how to scale your business from 6 to 7 figures. If you have, please come and connect with me. Let me know that you enjoyed it. Tag me on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you like to listen to your podcast episodes. Thanks very much indeed for tuning in. Remember, now's the time to become pro.